stadium, Dubai International.
My 11 circuit. I'll make your team only on my 11 circuit. Download the app now. करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जानो। Download the app now.
Well, have a look at that stadium, Dubai International.
My 11 circuit. I'll make your team only on my 11 circuit. Download the app now. करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जानो। Download the app now.
Well, have a look at that stadium, Dubai International.
My 11 circuit. I'll make your team only on my 11 circuit. Download the app now. करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जानो। Download the app now.
Well, have a look at that stadium, Dubai International.
My 11 circuit. I'll make your team only on my 11 circuit. Download the app now. करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जानो। Download the app now.
Well, have a look at that stadium, Dubai International.
My 11 circuit. I'll make your team only on my 11 circuit. Download the app now. करोड़ों फैंस खेलेंगे, करोड़ों फैंस जीतेंगे। कौन जीतेगा और क्या जीतेगा? my11circle.com पे आओ और खुद जानो। Download the app now.
Well, have a look at that stadium, Dubai International.
My 11 circuit.
And he's 49 runs off 9,500 T20 runs. So that's how prolific he has been. Absolutely phenomenal.
His partner at the other end, Johnny Bairstow. Well, he might just be looking unnoticed at the moment because of his captain at the other end, but don't forget that he can strike at 147. When he starts hitting them, whether it's Sharjah, Abu Dhabi or Dubai, he'll start fetching that ball. A wonderful opening combination the Sunrisers Hyderabad have there.
Cottrell, I like the way he starts with a new ball, and I was watching from up here quite a while, and they had new balls, the bowlers, in warm-up, and it was swinging, really swinging, so there might be a little bit on offer for the first few overs. Someone like Cottrell coming back in at the right-hander, away from Warner. There's a good reason to start with a slip if it is swinging, and they will start with a slip in play. You go with a slip, KP?
Absolutely. We saw Deepak Chahar the other night. CSK, he got it to swing. He went beautifully. Cottrell, he is a swing bowler. Yes, he's a fast bowler, but he does get it to swing. And to Warner, he's not at the best of tournaments so far. You've got to get it up there. Attack his stumps. Try and nick him off. The bowling team in the power play, got to take as many wickets as possible.
Oh, I love the countdown. Yeah, and the siren. Mr. Salute, Cottrell charges in. Smacks that to cover. Came out of the middle. I think what Warner would like, the last time we saw him here, he was, it was in Sharjah. He was fighting the pitch. He was trying to overhit. But what I do like is his aggressive manner at the toss. So the reason he's done that, he thinks it sets his team up the best to bat first. But on this ground, batting first, there have been 8 wins. And one batting second. Like, there were 2 power play wins in that 8, if it looks a little bit confusing. But the fact of the matter is, win the toss and bat. I know you were thinking differently to KP. I don't know how you came up with that. How on earth did you come up with it? It's been a game here for 2 days.
I only thought it just because of the hardness of the surface, and having played on this ground 2 to 3 weeks ago, the first game, and how green it was, and how much of a covering of grass the wicket actually has now. So I think longevity tonight, it's going to stay good. I think the team chasing can win. There's not a lot of swing.
Yep, changes in the Sunrisers lineup. Tough one for Siddharth Kaul. He went for a lot of runs. Many bowlers have gone for a lot of runs. at the venue of Sharjah. But yes, they've got in Khalil Ahmed in place of him.
Now, the areas of concern I have for the Sunrise, their middle order hitting. That is a big wide, 5 of them in fact. It gets the scoreboard going. What a bonus. Yeah, I have a few doubts about their middle order hitting, so they're going to have to prove that they can come out and finish a job with the bat. But they lost Mitchell Marsh as a bustling all-rounder and Kumar. That's a big loss from their bowling.
Yeah, it's a huge loss. It really is. All the experience is gone. And they picked Mitchell Marsh in the first game because they believed that he was the right man to do the job to get them off to a great start in the tournament. Kings 11, they've stuck with. Oh, it did swing. It did swing. Warner wanted that. Goodness, didn't he want that? Did the short ball mess around with Warner's feet? Have a look at this. Oh, feet nowhere, but let me tell you. What is it? The kitchen sink.
Yeah, he threw everything at that. Oh, and just when he realized that the ball was swinging away from him, you could see the expression change. Oh, that was a wrong ball that he decided to deposit down the ground.
He gets hold of this one, so that's better. It was a little bit fuller. Good straight by Warner. We had a look at where he's been scoring his runs, and a lot of them he will try and score down the ground, particularly early.
Yeah, fair point from Cottrell. He bowled a good delivery the previous one. He had to stick to the same line and length. This one just a tad fuller, closer to David Warner's bat. The credit to Warner here, he backed himself to clear that infield. Or batters might just feel that just because they got beaten by the previous delivery, just watch the next one, not Warner.
Yeah, well, he's got 8 50s on the trot against Kings 11. And that's an outside edge, bonus runs, big over in the end. 13 for no loss.
Passion never dies. It lives on until you decide when it ends. It grows with your dreams. It gets stronger with your talent. It becomes larger than anything you imagine. It becomes limitless. And you become the infinite. Oppo Reno 4 Pro. Be the infinite.
₹20 दे।
किस बात के?
भाई बॉल कोने के
पकड़ सकता था वो।
भाई बॉल उसको छुई नहीं, छुई तो वो नहीं छुई तो तू देगा ना। मुझे पता था नहीं, अच्छा घर से लेके ड्रीम 11
कमला पसंद अनोखा स्वाद।
Now,
yeah, especially if you're losing. Couple of changes. Mujeeb is in. Desperation. It is that time of the tournament when you're lagging at the bottom of the table. You've got to start trying different things. You've got to start thinking about how do we get the job done. You can learn to lose in T20 cricket. You can also learn to win. You've got to win those key battles. This is a big battle. Mujeeb versus Warner and Bairstow.
look at that outside edge, just wide of the catcher. And fine to beat third man. So Dave Warner having played and missed 2 boundaries for his efforts, and then that one quite timed. It'll go all the way from Bairstow. Low full toss, second ball, handy.
I'll tell you what, if you want to get yourself off the mark as a batter, then just have a look at this. A slow bowler bowling a low full toss, wide outside off stump. You literally cannot get out to it. Pick your spot, smack. Bairstow did it.
So he uses his fingers when it comes out of the hand, Mujeeb. Oh, he's played another one. He gets away with it. Whoa. Very fortunate, I would say.
Oh, slats.
Oh dear, there's no pressure on him. He hasn't been playing. He bowled the second over of the day, Mujeeb. New Cherry, second over in the power play.
Yes, Maxwell!
just try and get that form going, Warner. Once he finds his feet, it'll be really hard to stop. So here's the Kings 11 side.
Yeah, still happy with the 5 specialist bowling combination, the Kings 11 Punjab. They feel that if the 5 bowlers can't do the job for their team, a 6th bowler shouldn't be there, especially to assist the 5 ones. And that's a fair point. Anil Kumble, Andy Flower, Wasim Jafar at the back, Chanty Rhodes, especially Anil Kumble. I'm sure he knows a lot about depending on spin in these conditions.
Yeah, it's an amazing tournament. I mean, you know, KP, before you know it, like these teams have played 5 games, some have played 6, and if you're on the wrong end of it, 5 games go like that. Before you know it, you're thinking, we've only won 1 out of 5?
Yeah, and players can go internal. And that was what Stephen Fleming was talking about the other night on commentary. We interviewed him during that over. He's talking about players going internal. Let's hope none of the players go internal tonight. After 2, it's 19 without loss.
दीदी जल्दी करो ना।
अरे क्या जल्दी करो टाइसन, देख रहा है ना, अभी तो मैडम पैसा ट्रांसफर करेंगी, वो जाएगा, फिर आएगा, बहुत टाइम
नहीं लगेगा।
नहीं लगेगा। चंडे छोड़ उसको।
रेसिपी का वीडियो खोल, स्नैक्स आज मैं बनाऊंगा।
डेटा पैक तो खत्म हो गया।
वैसे भी कुरकुरे है ना, अब तो पूरा डिनर मैं बनाऊंगा। कुरकुरे के साथ 2 GB तक डेटा फ्री।
डाउनलोड एयरटेल थैंक्स ऐप, एंटर द कोड और 2 GB तक एयरटेल डेटा पाओ।
This is Hosh.
This is Josh. For many more funny videos, get on to Josh now.
If teams decide to bat first, especially bat first depending upon the statistics of the tournament or looking at their own strengths and the opposition's weakness.
Charges in and steals a single.
It should be the makeup of your team and how you think that you're going to win the game. That's what you should be thinking about. Clearly you've got to look at the conditions, so you've got to walk out as a captain, and then as the think tank you've got to go out there and go and say, hey, what is the wicket going to do? You can see this is the first wicket that they played on in the tournament. All the grass has been taken off it. There is a little bit of live grass there, but the groundsman says that it's the hardest wicket that he can prepare here. So I think you've just got to back your team in the conditions. Not worry about who's winning and who's losing. Go and have a look at the conditions, and sometimes the conditions tell you you should be batting first.
Now, I think the trend here has also suggested what you should do. I think that's a big part of it. But if you feel the makeup of your side is as good chasing as it is putting the runs on the board, then it doesn't really matter which way it comes down. But there's a trend here that I don't think that you can just shove that to one side. RCB for me was the real surprise 3 nights ago, because to me they're batting strong, and for them to be batting strong, that means to me you've got to bat first, get your 200, give your bowlers a little bit of leeway with scoreboard pressure.
Interesting too, because at the time of toss, especially when you asked, I think Pommy did ask Akil that what is it that I look at a team? Do you as a team look at a batting heavy unit or a bowling heavy unit? Because clearly you do have a preference in either side. All teams have it.
I'm not short enough. Well, we're in the Cred power play. It could be a profitable time for both teams. It's also a time for fans to get rewarded. Here's our winning Cred fan from yesterday's match. You too can be featured by using the Cred app during the power plays. Oh yeah, the fist pump, he's happy.
Fist pump and sixes. Not short enough for Warner. Shami, we know he likes to dig it in. He's a very, very aggressive bowler. He's got a straight bumper too. He's got a deep square leg. It's Sheldon Cottrell. He's actually backward. He's about 30 yards backward a square.
It slips at about a third slip now. Well, he's done that twice, hasn't he? He's played and missed, throwing a kitchen sink at it, and then the next ball's been smacked for 4.
But that's smart batting. He was probably waiting for that ball to be a half-tracker. Not a lot of foot movement, just the transfer of body weight from David Warner. And he picks the length so very perfectly.
Yeah, it's a nothing ball. It really is a nothing ball. It's not a length ball. It's short of a length. It's just asking at 137 kilometers per hour. Please hit me. You can't give a guy like David Warner that opportunity.
I like the way Shami was jumping around trying to look at Mujeeb catch that ball.
Straight to the man. Good understanding. Other forms of the game, you'd see that, you'd say, well, there's no run there. But T20, you scamper.
Tip and run, isn't it?
Yes.
Most teams. Hits you, but it's your thigh pad, it's your inner thigh pad, it's your pad. You got to go.
None better than Kings 11 Punjab would know how to tip and run. They missed an opportunity against the Delhi Capitals.
Well, Shami's like to err on the short side in these power plays, and that's what Warner was able to put away. So, and that next length that we're calling length, it's in the 40%. That's short of a good length there. 3 overs done, 26 for no loss.
Destiny 125. पर बात तो 110 से की हुई थी नहीं पापा एक्स्ट्रा फीचर्स है अरे वाह पापा एक्स्ट्रा पावर है एक्स्ट्रा माइलेज भी है एट नो एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट पर बात क्या बात कर रहा है
एक्स्ट्रा पावर भी एक्स्ट्रा माइलेज भी हीरो डेस्टिनी 125 विद एक्सेस
त्योहार के लिए इतना कुछ लेना है कब खुलेगा खुशियों का दरवाजा
17 अक्टूबर से
खुलेगा खुशियों का दरवाजा Amazon ग्रेट इंडियन फेस्टिवल 17 अक्टूबर से पाइए बड़े ब्रांड्स पे बड़ी डील्स नो कॉस्ट EMI और बैंक डिस्काउंट भी तो इस त्योहार खुशियों पे ना रोक लगाओ Amazon ग्रेट इंडियन फेस्टिवल मनाओ 17 अक्टूबर से
इंसान से मंगाओ चाहे विज्ञान से प्यास तो दोनों से बुझेगी ना तो मैच टाइम पे प्यास हटाओ स्प्राइट उठाओ